Well, happy Friday, gang. Welcome back to the last day of Elite Tactical Knives Week here on Therapeutic Edge. Wind Carry Knives is looking at me like I'm crazy today. This is the Chaser. I like this thing. It's very stabby. It is D2 steel liners. It's got their DLM lock, which, by the way, I've really come to like over the last couple of weeks that I've had these around the house. It's got a steel backspacer. It has a nice deep carry clip that is entirely reversible. And with their DLM lock, this is a true ambi knife. You swap this thing over to left hand and you're going to be in good shape. Now again, like all the others, it has way too much billboarding on it. But that's just part of their brand identity, I guess. I don't know. It's not going to be a very long video. There's not much different here from the Shatter, except the blade shape, really. And this one doesn't have that kind of interesting glass breaker / screwdriver on the back. This is about 37 bucks. It is, again, surprisingly comfortable. And when you dig into it and really look at it closely, surprisingly well made. There's no gapping along the liners. There's no voids or gaps in the G10. It's got a nice big lanyard spot for those of you that like to lanyard. And the lanyard does not interfere with the deep carry pocket clip, which is a really nice touch, something many expensive knife companies could learn from. This has got a sort of traditional clip point blade. It's got a fairly large flipper, but because of how sort of tall the scales are, it doesn't really stick out that far. It's got jimping on it that's fairly aggressive back here, but the rest of it is chamfered down fairly nicely. This is a really nice just work knife in D2. It really is. Let's take a look at what you get. You get 3 1/8 inches of cutting on 3 1/4 inches of D2. The grip area from behind that flipper, you're looking at 3 1/2. Knife overall from tip to tail is 7 3/4. The closed length on this guy is 4 1/2. And the in the pocket profile, it does have a flipper. So you're looking at just about 1.5 inches down here at the base of the pocket. This thing is very hefty. There's no reason for me to say anything else. It is, you definitely know it's in the pocket. But look how the G10 is both milled and shaped. You know, I mean, at 37 bucks, you're in the sort of kind of low-end Kershaw, low-end CRKT kind of range, and I like this as much, if not better, than most of those, so maybe you'll like it too. The metal backspacer is got some really soft jimping on it through here. I mean, that's a style point, right, more than anything. Thumb studs are nice and big, but they did move them as far back as possible. While they are in the cutting path just a little bit here, it's not too bad. It's very pokey. You needed to give something a jab. Let's do some size comparisons just for fun. We're going to line it up right here on this line. Let's see, what are we going to compare it against today? Well, here it is against its big brother, the Conqueror. Sorry. I love this thing. I really do. It's goofy. Let's see. Here it is against a full-size grip. As you can see, the Elite Tactical Chaser that's a little smaller than the grip, but you don't get a whole lot less cutting edge, which is really nice. Here it is against a Bug Out. This fancy one, of course, belongs to Women Carry Knives, and I'm always grateful when she lets me use it as a size comparison tool. This is a very nice knife. As you can see, you get a little more cutting. Of course, this is D2, and I think this one's S90V. Oh, M390, excuse me. This is a fancy one. I find the handle on the Chaser here more comfortable for me than the Bug Out, because the Bug Out is just too lean and small for me to get a really good grip on. Am I saying that the Chaser is as good? No, of course not. I'm just saying it's a little more comfortable in hand for me. And here it is against pair of 3. Right. It's a good mid-size user knife, right? And much like the other Elite tactical knives that I've had on the table over the last few days, unlike most sort of kind of weird budget knives that come across my table, and these are surprisingly well done. I keep saying that because it keeps surprising me. I am very much used to getting stuff like this in hand and finding just flaw after little thing after little thing, and that's not the case with these. Not bad. Not bad at all. The DLM lock. So, as with this one and... Is this the one? Yeah. The Shatter here, and its enormously big brother, the Conqueror. This DLM lock takes a minute to get used to because most of us are, as I keep saying, very familiar with the Axis lock, which is you pull it back, right, and it unlocks. These don't do that. You can, if you open it, from closed, they'll swing shut, but if there's no releasing it. Basically, it's holding the blade up in place, and you sort of break that spring tension, and it snaps open, and then it will swing shut. Once you get used to it, it's very interesting, and it feels like a very positive lock. Now, I don't know where this came from, right? I mean, maybe there's a really expensive knife out there with this similar kind of lock on it, but I haven't seen it, and so this is, at least in this instance, unique to these knives for me. And I like it. I wouldn't mind seeing this same lock on other more expensive knives. Because like I said, it feels very locked up. I have never had... I got 3 more of these laying around. I'm doing the ones that I like. I have never had a collection of budget knives come in, and not one of these had any blade rock or wiggle or a loose screw or anything. So do what you want with that information, but I think it's cool. Let's weigh this thing. I know it's going to be heavy. These are. They're not milled. The liners aren't milled, and they're reasonably thick. The handles are reasonably thick too, but that gives you a really good feeling in hand. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, 5 ounces. This and the Shatter weigh the same amount. It really is because of how thick it is through here. And this is metal, and this is steel. But I don't care. For $37, or in the case of the Shatter, $45, or in the case of this phenomenal Conqueror, $40 even. I just can't find it in me to complain about it. These are fun, well-built, interesting cutting tools that may not be for you, maybe not for me, but for somebody who just wants a knife that's going to do the job, or for somebody who's into more aggressive styling, or who knows. I'm going to keep one of these, and I'm not sure which one yet, but I tell you what's going to happen with it. It's going to go into my glove compartment, and it's going to live there, and on days when I need a knife, it's going to be there for me, and I'm fairly confident it's going to keep being there for me until I'm ready to do something else. And at this price point, you just can't really knock that. So there you have it. These are knives from Elite Tactical. Where'd the other one go? There it is. There are others. This is the Backdraft in 8CR13 MOV. This is rubberized. This feels a lot like the original Freak scale, if you're into that sort of thing. Also deep carry, same kind of lock, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? Am I crazy? If I am, you can tell me down in the comments. I can take it. But other than that, this has been my Elite Tactical week. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Hope you're having a great week yourself. We'll see you next time.